Alright, time for shit. So, it's Mike Lynch thing. Curious and curious.
God almighty. Oh, Christ. Had a chance.
What do I mean? Well, as many of you will know, if you've watched my last video, I've been looking into this Mike Lynch thing quite deeply because there's so much that doesn't add up. It doesn't quite gel. You know what I mean? As with all billionaires, he had his hand in a lot of pies, but he usually stuck to a theme, yeah? Which was mainly tech firms. AI-driven tools, because that's what he was good at. But that Sophia genetics thing was a bit out of character, shall we say. He was also involved in a very long and protracted legal battle with HP over his company that he sold and called, I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it across the bottom, yeah? It's just gone out of my head. But he sold it them for 11 billion. And after they got their own auditors in to have a look, you had to knock about 8.8 million off the actual price. So they accused him of fraud. This was all the way back in 2011, by the way. Now, he got acquitted in June. Yeah. So it's took 13, 14 years for this legal battle to finally sort of come to a head. But his financial officer, his CFO, although himself and his partner, Stephen Chamberlain, were acquitted, his chief financial officer wasn't. He got 3 years. 3 years and 9 months, I think. For fraud, for defrauding HP during this deal. Now, as everyone knows, he died when his yacht sank, killing himself, his daughter, Christopher Morvillo, which was his defence attorney during this trial, Jonathan Bloomer, who was a good friend of his and also CEO of Morgan Stanley Europe, and their wives. Oh, they're interesting. Not just Jonathan Bloomer and Christopher Morvillo, but their wives. But we'll get to them another time. Because it wasn't just them on the boat, on the yacht. You see, when it was sinking, because they're having a massive party because they won this case, right? So his whole defence team was there for a start, along with several other individuals. One of which being his partner at his venture capital firm, Invoke Capital. You see, he set it up with a woman called Ina. I'll put that across the bottom as well. This is all pretty raw because it's what I was looking at last night. But she's a former HP exec. HP? But wasn't he in a legal battle then? Yeah. So when did he set up Invoke Capital? 2012. A year after he sold them Autonomy. That's the name of his the one that he sold HP. She was a chief. She was a very high up executive of Autonomy. Yeah, HP. Sorry. after, and he set Invoke Capital up after he'd sold Autonomy to HP. Why is he setting up a business venture as a former HP employee? Former HP executive, no, higher executive. See how that doesn't add up? It's a bit weird, yeah. No, she survived. She survived the boat sinking along with her partner. We'll get to him another time as well. I'll go through the spouses in a different video because some of them are very interesting, especially Mike Lynch's wife. But she ended up floating in the sea, holding on to her baby daughter. She just got a baby apparently. Unfortunately, they were rescued. It's fantastic. By the boat that was just in front of them. Again, the whole sinking of it doesn't seem right either. The actual company that built it, yeah, they built the yacht, turned around and said it's virtually unsinkable. How do you think? The damn thing as well, the anchor, it was dragged about 500 yards under the water. So someone was pulling it seems. Well, that's the way it looks anyway. You see, they're still going with the water spout idea. I mean, on the CCTV footage, you can see it's all nice and clear, and then all of a sudden there's a wall of rain, and then boom, ship's gone. Well, where'd the freaking boat go? Yeah, it was massive as well. It had the Bayesian had the tallest aluminium mast of any yacht anywhere in the world. Yeah, huge, huge aluminium mast. But I mean, this boat was big. Yeah, it wasn't a small thing. Yeah, all the crew survived, all 15 crew, 16 crew, 15 or 16 crew, and several of his guests. There was only those specific people that died. Lynch, his daughter, Chris Morvillo and his wife, Jonathan Bloomer and his wife. Yeah. Now his wife was a controlling shareholder of DarkTrace, his company, right? His AI company, and this AI tool is amazing, right? Like I said, it can sniff out zero-day attack. Yeah. So it checks for patterns, yeah, in people's behaviour and in people's internet habits, yeah, as well as lines of code and everything else, just to figure out where these weaknesses are in someone's net protocols and security. So something like this, right, is a bit of a problem for the Intel community. Seeing as that's something that they employ, yeah, and they keep hold of these little weaknesses for like years, sometimes decades, yeah, a couple of decades, and then just use them, yeah, one day when they feel the need. But DarkTrace was being sold. It was being sold to a company called Tom Cohn, yeah, which is another investment firm. They were buying it for a couple of billion, I think. Now their board, yeah, the people that are on their board are quite shady in themselves, right? These aren't very sort of, none of these people that are involved in this case, right, are on the level in any way, shape or form, right? In fact, they're so far off the level, yeah, they've tilted all the way at 180 degrees. Anyway, right, they were trying to sell DarkTrace, and then apparently the deal fell through not long before all this with the court case and them getting acquitted and everything else. But they were trying to accuse him of the same thing with this Tom and Corn company. Now, not long before then, as well, there was a lot of short sells going on, right? Attacking the stock price of DarkTrace. It's very, very sort of, it's kind of telling, yeah? Because they were trying to lower the stock to crash the company, right? So then, obviously, they could get it a lot cheaper. And we know they were doing this, right? This is another thing. HP, right? Another bunch of dodgy fuckers, yeah? On their board. during this fraud trial, they were showing the emails, right? Between HP's board of directors. And they were all stabbing each other in the back, yeah? Some of their emails are fantastic. There's one of them, the CEO, she was absolutely slamming their financial officer, stabbing him in the back, right? Saying, if I'm going down, I'm not going down, he's going down, yeah? If all this goes wrong, yeah? I'll put a little, I'll put a, I'll put some up in the background as I'm saying this, right? Just to show you. But it's just amazing. This, honestly, right, is probably one of the most interesting, right, cases I've dug into and looked in a long while. It really is. Highly recommend doing some digging on it yourself. See what you can uncover. But every single person in this, right, has links to some of the worst companies you can imagine. Yeah, HP, right? The CEO of HP. She's linked to Disney, right? eBay. Yeah, she was a former CEO of eBay. When she got there, she crashed the system. But that just made her just go and find someone who'd simplify it. Yeah, she said it was too complicated. I didn't know, right? But eBay bought Skype. I thought Microsoft owned it, but apparently not. eBay bought them. Yeah, she was part of the deal that sold PayPal to eBay. And if you don't know anything about eBay, yeah, the homage are, they're not very nice people either. But anyway, so yeah, she's linked to Disney, linked to eBay, right? And then HP and a couple of other little dodgy sort of companies here and there. Her chief financial officer, right, is another very shifty individual. You check the description to this video, you'll see I've downloaded all the wiki pages so you can have a look because they're an interesting read. This is one of those rare times where Wikipedia is very useful. I always say it is, yeah? The one thing with Wikipedia is you can't trust everything you read on it, right? But they always have links, yeah? Because they always have to show the work. So, click those links. Check the reference material that you use, yeah, and go off and have a look at them. It's very often you find what they're actually not telling you about, yeah? And especially with these guys, yeah, their profiles are just fantastic. Hilarious. Especially the HP board members, you can find information on there. They're just hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. They really are. The amount of backstabbing and skullduggery that went on, right, in the background at HP during this whole entire ordeal, yeah, as they were trying to, trying to accuse Mike Lynch of fraud, right? He's just protecting his innocence all the way through this, yeah, and they're just absolutely just killing each other in the background. And all this was released during the trial. Yeah, it's fantastic stuff. It's fantastic stuff. So yeah, it's no wonder that HP lost, to be honest. And it looks like they were trying to do the same thing, right? With DarkTrace, this AI company. Now, it's a bit sort of here and there whether the Intel community were involved, right? Or had a hand in this. As always, you've just got to automatically think yes and prove otherwise, right? Because it's Intel. They don't have the best track record of innocence. I mean, with innocence, yeah, it's usually presumed guilty, right, and then try and prove their innocence after that. I think it's a general rule with Intel a lot of the time. Well, then it's which Intel agency, yeah, which Intel community, because this AI, this software, was without doubt a major problem for any Intel organization, right? Any, because it wipes out one of the main weapons, yeah, one of the main cyber warfare weapons. So having this tool out there, right, and not under their control but under someone else's, is a bit of an issue. So that brings the Intel community in, right? You've got Big Pharma, like I said, that's Sophia Genetics, right? And the amount of people that were on that boat that were also involved with pharma companies in some way, shape, or form as well, right? Is telling as well, right? Pharma could be involved, but seeing as pharma and Intel and military, right, especially in the US, are all interlinked. Yeah, they're all part of the same beast. You can't rule any of them out, right? So you have Sophia Genetics, like I said, and pharma and Intel, right? But then you have other major multinational corporations, right, that in some way had a stake in, or would benefit, so to say, from Mike Lynch not being around anymore, yeah? Because this DarkTrace deal fell through, right? And now all of a sudden, back on. Now, people are saying it's just because he was acquitted. I don't think it does. Because you see another person, someone else, right, that's not related to all those, yeah, that also would benefit greatly, yeah, from Mike Lynch not being around, is his wife. She survived. Hmm? She survived. She had the controlling share of DarkTrace, yeah, and Invoke, right? Mike Lynch didn't. And I think the reason why Mike Lynch didn't was because he was involved in this fraud case, so he couldn't have them going through his books and seeing what he was spending money on, yeah. And it kind of looks bad when you're in court, so he would have had to run it through his wife's name. I mean, it's just financial, it's just business sense, basically. Yeah, it's not very ethical, but it's what happens. These guys do this. So she's also left with DarkTrace, yeah. Now she don't have Mike over her head, possibly dictating what she's going to do with it, and she stands to make a lot of money. A heck of a lot of money. So it also means she'll have the money to pay for resources, yeah, certain resources that can assist in these matters. Yeah, I think her daughter dying may have been collateral damage. She may have only wanted to kill Mike. I don't know, or his defence team, because they would have known about all this as well. And Jonathan Bloomer. Jonathan Bloomer's another dead cert on being aware of their business dealings, their own business dealings. So yeah, there's a lot to go through. Still digging, still looking through it. But yeah, it's an interesting case. More to come. Don't you worry. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, you know the joke.